Okay. Hi YouTube, I'm back after my long practice journey of camp. So basically, I feel really ripped off right now, and I'm pretty sad and mad at the same time. Let's see, where should I start? I guess I'll start from the beginning. So my sister and I paid like $1,000 to go to camp and follow this guy named Ken, and it was not what I expected. He said that those $800 included every like all the activities included and food. So those activities included ziplining, rafting, canoeing, kayaking, and well, my sister paid $800 also to study. Uh, and I don't know, it was just terrible because I feel really rough. Um, so on the first week, my sister didn't learn anything because her teacher was out to do another project for this so-called leader. And the teacher was supposed to help him advertise and pass out like flyers to other people. So my teacher, no, my sister didn't learn anything because the teacher was out all week. And then on Friday, she was like, "Oh, we're gonna go watch a movie." And I was like, and then he was like, "But you have to pay for it." I'm like, "What? What? We have to pay for the movie? Didn't you just say like when I first met you that the $800 included everything? So shouldn't the movie tickets be included too?" But no, we had to pay for it. So it was 12 for each of us, which means 24 in total. And when I got there, the ticket was $6 each. And I was like, Ken, what are you gonna do with the other $6? And he's like, oh, well, those are for food. So I'm like, okay. And the and like we ate pizza for food and soda. I don't know. I think it would have been cheaper if we bought it ourselves instead of paying the extra $6 for him to buy us food. So yeah, and then the week after that, my sister was learning for 4 days, and we had to go watch a movie again. But it was great. We just had to buy food. We went to like a supermarket to buy popcorn, and it was so much cheaper than buying the popcorn at the movie theaters. Well, yeah, because apparently he told us 1 week of learning and 3 weeks of camp, but he changed it like on Friday of the first week. He was like, "Oh, there's gonna be another week of learning, so you only have 2 weeks of camp." And then he was telling us about how we would be going to a mansion and we would be watching more movies or something and going to Six Flags and all. And he was like, "Oh, but you have to bring your own blankets because um you'll be probably sleeping on the floor because there's no bed for you or anything." And I'm like, okay, well, at least I'll be sleeping in a mansion on the floor. But then he was like, oh, we have to cook for ourselves. And I'm like, what? What? I thought you said that food was included, so why would we have to buy the ingredients and cook for ourselves? That does not make sense. So I was pretty mad because he made it so that we had 2 weeks of learning and 2 weeks of camp. But I was like, it didn't make any sense, and that was not how it went. We never went to a mansion like he said that we would. Instead, we went to like Kita tiny camp site, like the third week on Monday. We got there around 12, and we set up the tent around like 2, and then we started cooking. Like we were like, how do we make the fire? You know what he did to make the fire? He dumped a bunch of tissues, paper towels, and then he put alcohol and hand sanitizer in the fire, just so that the fire could get bigger. And then he put like a lot of firewood and twigs and garbage. He actually burnt the garbage. We told him not to burn plastic because it's pollution, but he's like, "What? Okay." And he put more. Like, if you say okay, why would you put more? That like, are you that dumb? And when he was cooking, right? We were like, "Oh, you're not supposed to put like 2 bags of hot dogs into the same pot, like into such a little pot." And he was like, "No, this is how you cook it." I'm like, "No, that's not how it works. You're supposed to cook them like at least let the hot dog fit in the pot. You don't just overflow the pot." Ugh. So we were supposed to be playing some activities that week, but we never did. And he said that we would be going to mansion. He was like, "Oh, 3 days we will be staying out in camp, and then 2 days, and like the other like the rest of the summer we'll be in the mansion. I'm like, so I was wondering, when are we going to the mansion? But whenever I asked him that, he was like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm like, oh, please, because we actually thought we were going to the mansion. So that week, we didn't do anything. We were just in a motel, watching TV, and we were playing the water. And lunch, like each meal was about $10 each person. So even though I bought like $100, I actually wasted it all in 2 weeks because we had to buy our own meal, and it was $10. Like on the second week, he told us that we would be leaving on Monday 8 a.m. Then he changed it to Monday 3 p.m. because he was like, oh, he needed to get the guns ready and get the uniforms for the other people. I'm like, okay, fine. And then he was like, Tuesday 8 a.m. I'm like, why do you keep changing it? Why can't you stick to one plan? And he was like, oh, because we need to get a van and all those stuff. I'm like, but the van doesn't have to leave in the afternoon. And he was like, no, it's bigger and it's more comfortable and all. And then whenever I asked him, why do you keep changing the plan? He was like, oh, the van only comes at 3 or whatever. And I'm like, okay, fine. Right? So I let him be. So on Tuesday, around 3, he was not there. We waited for like an hour and a half, and then he came. And even then, he wasn't really ready. He needed to buy, like, he didn't buy food, but he should have, because when we got to camp, he kept asking the kids for food. I don't get why would you do that. Go buy your own food, because you have money, and you kind of ripped us off $800. So why can't you go get your own food? Seriously. So the second week of camp, we were there for 3 nights, because we actually got there really late. We got there at 9 p.m. and then we had to start building a tent. He told us that we would be sleeping in the motel or cabin the second week. So when I heard that we were going to be sleeping in a tent again, I was really, really mad. Because he also told us not to bring a blanket or pillow. So I was like, me and my sister were actually freezing because like we did not have a blanket or pillow to sleep on, so we had to sleep on our bag, and our blankets was our top. I was so cold that I woke up at 5, and I slept at like 3 or 2. It was terrible. So the next day we got our cabin, and then he ordered the activity as well. So I actually thought that each of us was gonna play in like all the activities, like each person gets to play at least 2-3 activities, but that's not how he did it. So basically, he paid for 7 people to go rafting, 2 people to go kayaking, and 3 people to go tubing. So yeah, and I was like, why is it that only each person gets to play in one activity? I'm like, what happens if the other person wants to play the other activity? He's like, oh, then you have to pay for it for yourself. I'm like, what? We paid $800 so that we could play in all the activities, and he was arguing against me like, oh, this is the plan, you're supposed to follow me, I am the leader and all. And I talked back, well, why would you only pay for each person to play in one activity? You have all the money that we gave you, and you only pay for each person to play in one activity. I'm like, I expected to be playing in 3-4 activities. Why are you only giving us one? And he was like talking back about how he's the leader and this is how it goes, and he needs to finish this film first. I'm like, what film? Like, he only wants to make the film because he wants the money and all. I'm like, I really want to like de-promote him, and I would give you the website to de-promote him, but it would just cause him to have more views and get him more popular, or was it infamous, I guess you would say. But yeah. So the second day the girls went rafting and the guys did nothing. And then on the third day the girls did nothing and the guys went kayaking, tubing, and playing with guns, basically. Yeah. I don't get why he wouldn't let everyone play on the same day. I was like, why can't you make it so that both the guys and the girls also play? Not just the guys play one day and the girls just stay in the cabin. And he doesn't listen. Like, why won't you listen to us? Obviously we're your customers and you're supposed to listen to us, but he thinks he's so bright and all, but he's not. So when I talked back to him, he was yelling at me. And then like when he wanted us to roast marshmallow with the others, I was like, why are you making us roast marshmallow? We don't even want to roast marshmallow. And then there was this girl who didn't want to go, but he insisted her on going. And then he was yelling at me because I told the girl not to go. I'm like, so I was like, okay, let's ask her if she want to go. And then he was like, no, you are not the leader here. I am the leader. So I'm like, what? But she doesn't even want to go. Why are you forcing her to go? And she was like, no, you're not supposed to lead everyone. Like, why are you gang? And then he was like, why are you ganging up on me? Why are you telling everyone to go against him? I'm like, but that's what everyone else thinks. And I'm like, and he was like, he was yelling at me and all. And then he was like, oh fine, if you're the leader, then why don't we're not going then? And he told everyone to come back in. And then I told everyone that, oh well, I didn't tell you guys that you don't have to go. I'm just saying that, like, I didn't tell you guys that you didn't have to go. And then he was yelling and telling everyone to come back in. But I'm like, I never told them to come back in. So why would you tell them to come back in when I never told them to come back in? And I'm like, it's not even my problem. And I tell like the girl didn't want to go, so why are you forcing her to go? And then he was saying how I'm such a bad kid because I'm forcing her not to go. Like she didn't even want to go, and then he was yelling at me because I forced her not to go. That's not even true. And all he cares about is his video. Seriously. Like when the girls went rafting and we were stuck, all he did was film us getting stuck. Are you serious? And you know what he said when the raft flew off? He was like some people came up to help us and asked us if we needed help, and he was like, no, we don't need help, we'll be fine. And then by the time we got off, like when we reached our destination, he was like, thank God I did not go on the raft to help them, I would have died. I'm like, what are you saying? You're the leader and that's what you say? What kind of leader are you then? I just don't get it. And then he was saying how next week we will be going ziplining and we will be going to the same place again. I'm like, why can't you just plan everything in 1 week so that we don't have to go back and forth between New York and the campsite? And he was like, no, I had to plan this out first. I'm like, if you planned this out earlier, then this wouldn't happen. I wouldn't have been arguing with you. It's just that you're such a bad planner and you're making everything last minute. And even though like you plan something, you just crush everything, and he doesn't listen to me. So I just talked back to him, and I really want a refund. And he keeps saying how like my sister and I are such bad kids and all, because we talk back. But we were just saying what we believe, and everyone thinks that way. And then he just yells at us and stuff. Yeah, so bad. So next week, my sister and I aren't going, and we really want a refund, but he's not giving it. So, like, wrong of him. Because he's saying how we're so bad now. But yeah, at least, I don't know, I'm not going, and my dad don't have to worry about us anymore, because going out is kind of dangerous. Not like dangerous, but my dad worries a lot. I guess that's it. I really want a refund. Seriously. It's not worth my time and energy to go camping with him. So if you ever meet this guy or anything, if you want to go camping, I would really suggest you not to go. I'll give you his name or website or YouTube account, but I'm not linking it to anything because it would just give him more views. Because his videos actually made it seem like we were having fun, but we were like dying. Like we were actually pretty pissed off. If you actually listen, we were really mad. Like he was just there filming and not doing anything. We even had to build his tent. And he was like, oh, we have to have some teamwork and all. But he's not even helping. He's just filming. Are you serious? So, I don't know. Just don't go. It's around Brooklyn. Bay Parkway, you know. But if you really want to go camping, you should, like, ask me first or not. Like, if you live in Brooklyn and you see this flyer about Ken's Excellence, seriously don't go. You will get ripped off badly. I think if you go there by yourself, you will save even more money than you paying $800 for it. And yeah, I would. Okay, wait. Let me write down his website. Not his website, his name. YouTube channel. So this is his YouTube channel. Yeah. I'm pretty mad. I'm sad. And then whenever he talks, he doesn't like when I try to go against him and give him a suggestion, he just shoves me up and cut me in between. And then he keeps repeating the same thing over and over again, stuff that I don't need to know. Piss me. Really mad. So this is YouTube channel. If anything, you should promote him. Maybe I shouldn't give it to you. Cause then you're just fucking him. Getting more video views. Yeah, alright guys. This video is really long. I think I should go now. Hey, bye.